I'm going to go ahead and switch to my presentation here. So I'll share my screen with you. And we'll start, okay? You should be seeing my screen right now. And what it says here is 5 efficient ways to use search analytics. That's basically about the same as the theme you had on the website. So let's go. My name is Igor. Igor, whatever works for you. No difference whatsoever for me. That word is probably not that common for you, so I wouldn't be offended anyways. I work at SERPstat. As I explained, we do search analytics. And I have overdone it with this presentation in terms of I may not fit into the schedule. So I have quite a bit of slides here. So I'll be talking fast and I won't be explaining everything in detail. So if you'll have any questions after, you can send those to my email. Okay, let's roll. I will have 5 subjects here. I'll skip this slide and just jump right in. We'll start with the long tail. There's tons of information online on how to collect keywords to build a long tail and so on and so forth. But what most people fail to realize that they already have that long tail within their website and they are not doing anything about it. This is the keyword position distribution that is typical for most websites, like 90% probably. There are quite a little websites where it doesn't look like this. What you see here is what positions for the keywords from the website this website takes in search engine. The red square, it shows the keywords that your website or any other is ranked from 11th to 100th position in search. So in other words, behind the first page of the search results, right? What does it give us? It gives us a ton of keywords that we have on our website that are under-optimized and barely give any organic traffic from the search engines. This is how it looks in numbers. I used 3 popular blogs. 1 to 10, it shows the keywords, the number of keywords for which the Moz, Backlink, and Search Engine Journal are ranked on the first page, then the second page, and then third page and beyond. We'll be focusing on the second page mostly because that's these keywords that you are ranked 11th to 12th to 20th positions, so second page of search results are the ones you should be working on right now. They are almost there, but they are still not giving you any organic traffic. Well, just tiny bits depending on the search volume of the keyword. Obviously, if the search volume is like 10, you're probably not getting anything from it. But just by pushing a little, you can get it to the first page of organic results and it will be working in your favor. There are 2 ways to find these keywords to work on. One is with Google Webmaster Panel and the other one is with SERPstat. By the way, everything that I'm showing here, I'll be showing SERPstat as an example, but you can use any other tool. If you're using SEMrush or Ahrefs, or if you have any other source of data, you can use that. It's almost everything here is interchangeable, so don't worry too much about me using SERPstat. Okay, let's jump in. This is what you have to do in Google Webmaster Panel. I have a link here, the shortened one, so you can go there. What you have to do first is the big red square on the left side. It shows queries and pages. You have to switch to pages first and select the page from your website. It says here catalog/38. It doesn't tell you anything because that is not your website. But if it would be yours, you would know that your page that ends in catalog 38 is a page for whatever you do that on your website. So you switch to that page and then back to queries. You select positions and you will see a little list like you have here at the bottom of the screen with the queries or keywords of your website and positions. It shows 7.9, 29.5. That means that there are some fluctuations in the SERPs and your positions are changing slightly over time. You just see 3 here because I didn't want to show too much of keyword data for this project. It's not my website, so I kept it closed. So that's how you can find these keywords. You just need to look for positions 11 to 20, so second page. How you do that with SERPstat is you just enter your website, go to the free view. You can see it in the menu on the left. Select the main position for a keyword, 11 to 20. And I also use the filter here to include only keywords about the conference in light of MozCon recently happening. So I thought that would be interesting for owners of the Moz.com. And here's the list of keywords from 11th to 20th position. These are not all of the keywords. There are probably like 100 of them, several pages. You can see that Search Engine Marketing Conference, SEO conferences 2014, probably not as relevant. Digital marketing conferences, all of these are second page of Google. So working a little on those can push them to the first page and give you organic traffic. Especially great to work on these keywords with your own internal linking by telling search engines to pay more attention to the page MozCon and like keywords about conferences. It's a temporary event. You don't have to shift your internal linking for the time being. Just 2 months before the conference is happening, you can push these keywords to the first page and make sure that more people will see it in their search results. Okay, as I was saying, I'll be talking fast, so that's all about it. If you have any questions about that, just hit me up. To give you a resume, just find your own keywords that you are ranked 11th to 20th position, second page of search results, and work on those. It's easier than looking up for new keywords, creating content. You already have those on your website. They just need a little push. Now let's talk about monitoring the growth or analyzing the market share distribution. This is quite interesting thing. It's not only for SEO, but it is also very useful for marketers here. I'll show you what it is and how it works. Basically, it all starts with position monitoring, rank tracking. We all use it, we all know what it is. On this screen, for now, just ignore the black arrows and everything. I'll explain a bit later about those. Just here to show you the regular position monitoring. This is how it looks like in SERPstat. So you have a keyword, you have your position, you have dynamics, it like dropped 1 position or raised 2 positions, and so on and so forth. Most of the times, this data is used just to see how you gain or lose positions for keywords that you're targeting currently. You can monitor your own website, your competitors, and so on. That is where it usually ends for most users. But for advanced users, there are much more data in it. I used Forbes.com. It's highlighted with the green color here. So these keywords that you see here are from Forbes.com. What you see on this screen is some market share, a size of the market share in terms of visibility. For those who don't know what the visibility is, it's a metric made up by people like us. We just take a keyword and based on what position you take for this keyword and its search volume, we give you a made up visibility score. It's made up, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not useless. Because you can compare your own visibility to the visibility of other websites within this one system, and that will be an adequate data. So right here we see that for these keywords that we have here, Forbes.com is listed 5th in terms of the market share. So its visibility for these keywords, considering their positions and search volumes, Forbes.com takes like almost 6% of the market. At the bottom, you have other domains, so just the ones that are not listed here in blue color. Okay, that's great. How we can improve that? Back to the arrows and squares. You see the blue squares that arrows are pointing at? These are tags. You can create custom tags for keywords that you're monitoring. For example, digital or old, or the blue, the ones with the S, they say they include the word SEO. You can create these tags, so groups of keywords. And then by switching from all phrases, like all of these, to just one group of keywords, so group digital, you see that for the digital group, Forbes.com goes 8.2% and takes the 5th position. It's best to use on the big e-commerce websites. For example, let's take Amazon.com. It's really hard to know what share it takes or any other website because it has like billions of keywords and stuff. But if you create groups, you can see how you compare within that one group. For example, let's take a group of keywords that are about cell phones or smartphones. You create the group, you add certain keywords to it, and you can see how well your website is doing within the smartphone niche against its competitors. So by switching from all of your keywords to a certain group, you can see how well it does. If you started optimizing a category page of women's clothing, you just create a group of keywords that are about that category, and you monitor how you grow against your competitors in that niche. If you're targeting the right keywords, if these keywords give you enough visibility to grow, or if you're just ranking for a bunch of useless keywords. This is a lot better than just looking at the keywords, especially for clients who order SEO and just get reports like, hey, take a look at this. We have moved you to the first page for 100 keywords. And you think that is great, but if those keywords are useless, you didn't gain anything. You just gained positions, but the size of the market share of your website stayed the same. So monitoring the market share through ranking is a great way to analyze how well your website is being promoted by SEO agency or your own efforts. This is how the market share distribution, what I was talking about, looks like over time. You can check the history data on it. So at 16th of September, Forbes.com was taking like 7.7% of the market share for its keywords about digital marketing. You can see that by the end of the week, the share has dropped, and you can look up the share of the market for any of your competitors within top 100 results. So any other websites that ranks for these keywords, here's the partial list. You can look up their market share dynamics. You can see if some of your competitors is growing rapidly. You can go ahead and check out what they're doing, if it's something you should take and use yourself. So monitoring market shares through positions is a great way. If you have a rank tracking tool that you're using, don't just use it to look up your positions at any given time. It has so much more potential. Here's an example of looking up the competitors' dynamic within the market share. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's jump into the third point, reaching out to mobile users by utilizing autocomplete suggestions. I'll start with the general data. We all know that mobile search is growing rapidly. There's probably some image missing here, doesn't matter. We can see that for local information, smartphones are catching up to the computers, and combination of smartphones and tablets especially. We all know that targeting mobile is very important for SEO and marketing. We all know that Google prefers websites that are optimized for mobile users and so on and so forth. As you can see on this image, smartphones and cell phones are very important, and they are quite a big, they take quite a big share of searchers. So how do you reach out to these users? There's a really cool life hack with autocomplete suggestions, because typing on smartphones is terrible. I don't know what this screen shows, but it was just very relevant to what I was thinking of. I was looking up typing on a smartphone, and as you can see, there are people who create some gimmicks, some ridiculous keyboards to make typing on smartphone less terrible, because keys are small, your fingers are big, you miss the keys, and there's also autocorrect, and it just doesn't work as well as it does on a computer. You know the keyboard layout, it takes you half a second to type your query, and you hit enter and you're set. Search suggestions. That's what smartphone users use a lot more often than computer users. Instead of typing all of these words on a tiny keyboard with your huge fingers, you can just start typing, and if Google shows you relevant autocomplete suggestions, the mobile users are most likely to click on that because it saves time and effort, and we don't have to battle out with autocomplete, autocorrect, or tiny keyboards. You can use Google itself to find these suggestions, and there's also plenty of tools that help you with it. One of them is within SERPstat. It's actually free, so you can use it. It's unlimited and free within any plan. You don't even have to register, or maybe you do. I may be lying here. Just register just in case. There's no limit on this. You can enter any query here, and we will give you a list of search suggestions. Especially the ones in forms of questions. We have a filter that shows only questions. So by typing in dirt bikes into SERPstat and go into search suggestions, you will find just whatever Google will show you as autocomplete when you type in dirt bikes. By switching to questions, you will get a list of questions. Why are these questions important? Because they are content ideas that you can already use. So you can just go ahead and write an article on your website, for example, how to ride a dirt bike with clutch. People are looking for it. Google suggests them to look for it. So when someone on a smartphone starts looking something up about the dirt bike, and he sees a relevant autocomplete suggestion, he will click on it. Your content will be an exact match, and it will be easy for you to promote it because these let's call them keywords, like how to ride a dirt bike with clutch. They are not as competitive as just your regular ones, like how to ride a dirt bike or anything. And people will click on those, they will see your content. There are different types of questions that we show, so you can pick, there's, as you can see, lots of things to choose from, which is more dangerous, a dirt bike or ATV, and so on and so forth. Any keyword you enter about, being it smartphones, dirt bikes, big data, quantum computers, will show you the questions that people will be, the people were asking originally, and that Google will suggest to look up. Stealing keywords by analyzing the most relevant pages. This one is probably the most used feature for any competitor research tool. So what does it do here in the presentation about the undisclosed features, so-called? Well, the difference here is we'll be analyzing the most relevant pages. That's the big part of this. When analyzing competitors, people fail to realize that none of their competitors in organic search are that relevant. Here's just visual data on that. Canon.com, Adorama, and BHP Photo Video are listed as 3 most common competitors in organic search. But as you can see, BHP Photo Video has a huge semantic database that consumes all of the Canon's and almost all of Adorama's keywords. So what use does analyzing Canon.com have for BHP Photo Video? No use whatsoever. So how do we fix that? We fix that by analyzing pages instead of websites. As you can see here, I have 3 URLs. All of these URLs are category pages for camcorders on the websites like Best Buy, eBay, and Canon.com. The arrow with the words missing keywords is pointing at the most valuable data here. When you analyze competitors, it usually goes website versus website. You see that that website has these keywords and I don't have them, so I probably should take a look at those. Probably yes, but you can optimize the process by adding just one more competitor and seeing what keywords those 2 competitors have that you do not. It means that these keywords are twice as relevant to your website than just the competitors' keywords in general. And you should definitely take a look at those. In SERPstat, you can optimize this process. Imagine that you have not 3 competitors here, but 20 competitors, and you can find all of the keywords that your 20 competitors have in common, but that are not present on your website. We have a tool for that. It's called Missing Keywords. Again, you just enter a website or a page, category page, or as you see here, I use the moz.com/blog. You can go ahead and analyze it. What you see here is a list of keywords that were not found on moz.com/blog, but were found on the pages similar to this. Two most important data points in this list are at the end: connection strength and other URLs contained. Connection strength shows exactly how many similar pages have these keywords. So 15 pages similar to moz.com/blog have a keyword how to SEO your blog. And moz.com/blog does not have this keyword. But in the last column, you can see that moz.com has this keyword somewhere else. So you need to look for the keywords from the last column that are listed as none or very far away, like 99 position. So SEO blog writing taking 99th position for moz.com is basically not having this keyword whatsoever. To simplify working with this list, because it's quite big, and there are a lot of keywords, especially if you take a bigger category page like Canada.com/camcorder, so it will be hundreds, if not thousands of those. You just export the data to the spreadsheet and sort by the last column. So you see on the top the list of keywords that are not present on moz.com whatsoever, not only blog, and then it starts moz.com/whatever, but not blog. So, and positions are in ascending order. You can see that the term SERP, probably, well, obviously a word search that lacks one letter, has quite a big search volume and is not found on moz.com. There's no reason for them to have it, but if there was a different keyword with a high search volume, you would want to use it. Okay, that's probably it about the missing keywords. I'll recap. When analyzing competitors, don't just go one website against another website. Use at least 3 of those and look for the keywords common for 2 websites that you don't have. That's the least you can do. And if you want to optimize the process and look for more keywords, you can use SERPstat missing keyword feature. Fifth part of my presentation, I'm almost on time, and the scariest one is working with API. If you're a professional and you use tools and you have access to API for tools, SEMrush, Ahrefs, whatever, you can create anything that you want. You have access to the data and you can work on it. I'll give you just one live example of what one of our users created. You have a blue is a shortened link to this thing here. So our user, Dima Mazurian, you can see at the bottom, he created a script that can find you a list of relevant forums to post on about your products. You just enter your website, select the search engine, max search volume for the keyword. I usually just put a bunch of noise because I don't see why you would want to limit this. Keyword limit shows how many keywords from my website I want to analyze. So I'll be analyzing 50 keywords from moz.com. The depth of analysis will go 100 pages on the website to find these keywords. Obviously not necessary for 50, but if you want to analyze 5,000, you just increase the pagination size. So we'll be using 50 keywords from moz.com and finding forums for these keywords. It's quite simple. This script is just using the operators like in title forum and in URL forum, but it's automated. This is the list of keywords that will be ran through the script. Here's the, as I promised, alternative. You can just go. No, you can just go in URL in title, and this script will show you a list of keywords and the links to the forums. No, I'm talking about different stuff here. That's a different script, but they look similar. One finds you the forums. This one actually finds you. This one is better. This finds keywords of your competitor that no one is using in AdWords. So this finds keywords from Moz.com that no one is running ads on, and this is me just checking on them. For example, Whiteboard Friday, United States, English, desktop, laptop, computer, no ads found for Whiteboard Friday. So if you want to enter abroad with Moz.com, you can use Whiteboard Friday as part of your PPC campaign, and it will be shown about these results. This may be incorrect, this list. So you have to double check it. You can use Ads Preview tool, the blue link at the top, it's shortened here. Why it can be incorrect? Because at the time keyword tool that you're using gathers the data on that keyword, the campaigns may not be running. For example, if SEMrush, SERPstat, or Ahrefs taking data for Whiteboard Friday at 3 a.m. in the United States, there's a chance that if someone was running an ad for the keyword, he doesn't run an ad at 3 a.m. So you have to double check if you want to use it, just in case. As you can see, I used two keywords here, Whiteboard Friday and 301 redirects, and none of them return the ads. So these are safe, but sometimes there are keywords that when you run through ad preview program, they show up some ads there. So that means that this data was not 100% accurate, but it's still great. You can, in a few seconds, find a list of keywords that you can use in your PPC campaign to target your competitor. And this is just an example of what you can use an API for. You can create the missing keywords tool that we have on SERPstat. Obviously, you have to be very proficient with programming or hire someone to do that for you. But still, you have data, you have the options to do anything. So always look for tools with API if you want to create something outstanding, something that no one has, and something that fits your needs perfectly. If you have any questions, you can reach out. Here's my email and my Facebook. I can answer anything. If you just have a question about promoting your website, or how something works on SERPstat, or what time does the next football match starts, anything, you can just go ahead and reach out. I have no problem answering any questions. Okay, so that's it. I was told I have half an hour, and I think I did it perfectly, like on time. David, do you have a word for me?
That was great. Thank you very much. Great to see SERPstat in action. Just one quick question. I mean, what's in the pipeline for SERPstat in the future? New features coming your way?
No features so far, because we have just added a bunch. Backlinks analysis, rank tracking, these are all new. Right now we'll be working on improving those, so making them work perfectly. And obviously adding new databases, new countries to our list. So far we have 15 databases of Google and Yandex. We're aiming to add more countries, starting with Europe, South America, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of developers right now. All of them are working hard on our new features that we just added. So I wouldn't have a heart to go and tell them add something new, because they're still refurbishing these things.
And one very quick question that we had come in. If you had to pick one other tool to look at comparing keywords against competitors, what would you pick?
I would personally pick SEMrush, because it's quite similar to SERPstat, so I would know how to use it.
They'll be very pleased to hear that. Okay, thank you very much, Igor.